Imagine standing in the freezing forests of Belgium during December 1944. Snow covers the ground. Visibility is poor. Every hill could hide an ambush, and every order could decide whether hundreds of soldiers lived or died. During the Battle of the Bulge, Allied forces faced one of Germany's largest surprise offensives of the war. General George S. Patton was racing his Third Army north to relieve the surrounded defenders of Bastogne. Time was critical, and every commander was under enormous pressure to keep moving. One frontline regimental commander, however, faced a terrible decision. The attack plan called for an assault at first light against a heavily defended hill. Higher headquarters believed enemy resistance was limited, but after sending experienced reconnaissance patrols into the area overnight, the commander received alarming news. The scouts reported that German heavy tanks were hidden behind the crest of the hill on the reverse slope, positioned where aerial reconnaissance could not easily detect them. If infantry advanced at dawn without artillery preparation, they would likely walk straight into devastating fire. The commander reviewed the reports again and again. His experience told him something was wrong. He had seen the cost of faulty intelligence before, and he knew that a mistake measured on paper could become dozens, or even hundreds, of casualties on the battlefield. When senior commanders arrived to inspect the assault position, the attack order was repeated. Instead of immediately agreeing, the regimental commander respectfully raised his concerns. He explained what his scouts had discovered and argued that launching the attack without verifying the intelligence would unnecessarily endanger his soldiers. It was a tense moment. Questioning a battle plan during an active offensive required tremendous courage. Every officer nearby understood the risk. Challenging a superior could damage a military career or worse. Rather than arguing emotionally, the commander relied on facts. He pointed to terrain features on the map, explained where the hidden armor was likely positioned, and requested only a few hours to confirm the situation, bring artillery into place, and prepare a safer attack. The senior commander listened carefully. Instead of dismissing the report, he ordered intelligence officers to review the new information. Maps were compared, reconnaissance reports examined, and one critical weakness became clear. Most of the original assessment relied on aerial photographs and intercepted communications. There had been little direct ground confirmation from the exact approach the infantry would use. The new reconnaissance filled that gap. The attack timetable was changed. Artillery batteries were moved into position. Fire missions were planned against suspected enemy locations. Additional armored support was attached to the assault force, giving the infantry far better protection than they would have had only a few hours earlier. When the attack finally began later that morning, artillery shells struck the reverse slope first. As American troops advanced, they encountered destroyed defensive positions and abandoned equipment. The hidden threat the scouts had warned about had been greatly reduced before the infantry reached it. The objective was eventually captured, but the cost was far lower than many officers feared it could have been under the original plan. Whether every detail of this story happened exactly as it is often told has been debated by historians. However, the lesson behind it remains timeless. Great military leadership is not simply about following orders without question. It is about making decisions based on the best available information, protecting the people under your command, and having the courage to speak up when evidence suggests a plan may lead to unnecessary loss. History remembers bold commanders for their victories, but many lives have also been saved by officers who combined discipline with professional judgment. In war, courage is not only found charging toward the enemy. Sometimes, courage means respectfully saying, "We need to look one more time." That balance between decisive action and informed leadership has influenced military commanders ever since the Second World War. What do you think? Should a commander always obey orders immediately? Or should they challenge a plan when reliable evidence suggests it could save lives? Share your thoughts, and if you enjoy military history and untold stories from World War II, don't forget to subscribe for more.